Hey guys, welcome to a new episode of Copyscope, the Siemens podcast for business manager, leaders, influencers of the Malaysian market. And today I have a really special guest with me. He just flew in from Italy last night. His name is Emanuele Castellani. He's the executive board member of a company called Cegos, which is a leadership development organization, internationally active. And benvenuto.
Oh, thank you, Tindaro.
Good to have you here, Emanuele.
Thank you. Thanks for inviting me. It's a great pleasure and a great honor to be here with you.
Absolutely. Look, and we actually just met today, about an hour ago. We had just a chit chat. We have a common friend, Irene. I have to praise her for making up that link with you. But we have a common passion, which is leadership, and how that actually matters in particular in this area we are at the moment in this digitalization world, where a lot of businesses going through transformation. And behind transformation is always people. And the question is how you guide them through that. So I think a good place to start, Emanuele, is perhaps first to explain a bit the audience what is Cegos all about, what is the vision, and where you come in.
Yeah. So thank you for giving this opportunity to me. Yes, I would start with a couple of words about Cegos, who we are, what we do. Cegos is L&D worldwide food spectrum provider.
Yeah.
Cegos was born in 1926, which means that next year we will be 1 century old. Okay? When you count...
1 century is something, really.
Yes, in fact, when you count how many companies around the world still are there after 1 century, there are not so many.
Absolutely.
And when people ask me, how did you do that? The reply is very simple. We are very much focused on what our job is. Okay, and our job is definitely about people, allowing people to learn what they need to learn, to put in place behaviors that can allow them to be successful. And doing this, they allow companies where they work to be successful as well. Mm-hmm. And when people tell me, yes, but 1 century, you are a little bit old stylish, in a period of time where people love innovation, everything which is new is good, and everything which is old is bad. I would say, yeah, if we are still there, it's because we've been innovative enough.
Exactly.
Yeah. And we still are. And the reason why we are so innovative is because we start from the assumption that we must train people the way they learn. Okay? Because the way people learn has changed. Can you imagine people learning in the 30th or 40s of the 20th century? Or people today, how they learn so differently. Yeah. And so we adjust, we adapted our way of training people to the way people learn.
Yeah.
Okay? This is let's say, our small or big secret.
Hey, absolutely, and I can relate to that. I mean, Siemens is about 100, not quite, but 180 years old, and that same goes. And every time the first reaction is, old company, old. The mindsets. And I said, the reason why we survived is because we know how to reinvent our goals and our vision and the way we do things, right? Yeah. That's why we stay relevant. Yeah. So actually it's a testimony for being up to the beat.
Yeah.
Right?
And that's the way the way you become a leader in the market.
Yeah.
Because Siemens as a Cegos, we are considered to be market leaders.
Yeah.
And this is one of the reasons why we become market leaders.
Right. So if you would, I mean, you have been around in that area of leadership development quite a long time. If I linked in you correctly, it's all close to 20 years plus. And you have seen a lot of companies transforming and people transforming through leadership development. If you would have a $1 million advice, and you want to bring it down to one sentence. On leadership, what would it be?
Leadership is, if you would type leadership on Google, you know how many millions of pages come out.
Exactly.
Okay? So leadership is a kind of topic that everybody talk about. Everybody, absolutely, everywhere in the world. For me, if I would have to say in one word what leadership is an accelerator.
Mm-hmm.
You would have never said that.
A facilitator, so somebody that is actually helping others to accelerate in their development.
Yeah. An accelerator, I mean something that can multiply the effectiveness of what has been done, what people are doing. Accelerate in the sense that allows you to go faster, to move to the same direction, to reduce the need for micromanagement, which is something that it's not really part of my way of seeing things, even if it's sometimes needed. So I repeat, if I would have to choose one single word, I would choose the word accelerator. Accelerator. And then the second word I could choose, if I can choose two words, so it's 2 million.
Yeah, there you go.
I found a way to make money. It's a trust.
Okay.
At the origin of leadership, I think there is trust, because leadership is why and how people follow someone.
Yeah.
Okay. And people follow people on whom they trust.
Yes.
That's so. Trust is really the one of the two key words.
Right.
When I say accelerator, is more on the fact of effectiveness and efficiency. When I say trust, is more on the sense of why and how leadership works.
Right. I mean, trust. Good that you picked that up. It's actually quite a complex thing. Everybody agrees that trust is the basis for any relationship. But what trust means to you might be completely different to what trust means to me. And you mentioned in our pre-conversation, you are active in many different countries. So you are having your location in Italy, you are part of the board in France, you are heading the operations in Germany, and in Singapore, UK, and
Latin America, everywhere.
So what I'm always interested in, because I've lived also in many countries, so I'm still learning to how much the culture actually plays a role in building trust. So what is your take on the influence of culture and how you need to consider culture in the terms of building trust and then accelerate on the leadership part of it? Yeah. How is culture coming there? Yeah.
Well, I don't know if you Googled me maybe, but 5 years ago, and I still remember, I was asked to register, to record a kind of podcast on leadership, and they asked me for a title. Okay, what would you like to talk about? I said, I would like to talk about cross-cultural leadership. And the question, the sub-question was, does it exist cross-cultural leader? Okay, can we say that there are certain traits of the leadership that are considered to be traits of a leadership everywhere in the world? Okay. At the end, my reply was no. Yeah, because it's so difficult. The local culture plays really a role in leadership, but we can say that it's not completely true, because, for example, mainly some behaviors can be considered cross-cultural. That's, for example, behaviors of transparency, inclusivity, and coherence. Okay, especially coherence is very important today. I give you an example. In the past, leaders, they could give their image and bring the image that they wanted to everybody. They had more or less full control on it. Today is different, because I guess you have an Instagram profile, you have maybe 2 or 3, one private, but you have an Instagram profile, you have a Facebook profile maybe, you have a LinkedIn profile, you have your company profile that is with this example, for example, it's for your followers. And imagine one day on LinkedIn, you're writing a post on inclusivity, just as an example. And the day after, in a conversation with a friend on Facebook, you say something which is against.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you hate particular kind of people, but imagine you just say something which is not so coherent with what you said the day before.
Yeah.
This is a way of losing your credibility.
Yes.
Okay, I think because all the words that I just mentioned about trust, coherence, etc., they are all related to credibility.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so for being a leader, first of all, you must be credible, and you must follow up with what you say. That's the reason why people follow you.
Yeah, but that's actually what you mentioned. It's interesting because I think that a lot of leaders are aware of that. They're aware that they are transparent on social media. So, which might lead to the situation that they're very filtered in the way they express their thoughts.
Yeah.
And then the question really that emerges to me is how much I really experience if I go on social media and look up Emanuele, how much I really get Emanuele and how much I get just a filter of what Emanuele wants me to see. Yeah. So how authentic is a leader in nowadays because they are afraid of making some mistakes?
Yeah. Well, of course, there are different levels of leaders. Huh? There are leaders for which the image is managed at every kind of level, and they really still today they can manage the way they propose themselves to the audience. Okay, there are other leaders for which this is not the case. For example, my case is my image is not managed. Okay, and so I can tell you it's impossible to manage and to be so in control in every situation of what you do or what you say.
Yeah.
Okay? So you have to be authentic.
Yeah.
And it can happen sometime you say things that are not really 100% coherent, but that makes part of authenticity as well.
Yes.
Okay. So sometimes there are nuances, different colors, shadows of gray, I would say. But more or less, it's you cannot invent the way you are. You cannot invent who you are. You cannot manipulate 100% the audience. So I think if you pay attention, if you Google, if you go on social networking, you look for someone and you carefully give a look, you can really find the nature of that person. And then we were talking previously about trust.
Yeah.
Okay? Trust is also another quite a complex topic because giving or not giving trust to someone can be a matter of choice based on attitude, for example.
Yeah.
For example, I am someone that I give trust at the beginning 100% to everybody. My wife's always telling me, that's a big mistake you do. Why you give trust to everyone?
Yeah.
Well, the opposite choice would be to not to give trust, because giving trust is like you are pregnant, okay? Or you are pregnant or you are not. You cannot be half pregnant.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So why should I choose to not give trust to people?
Yeah.
Then to say, oh, I made a mistake. I could have trusted that person.
Yes.
Rather than giving them trust and then say, okay, I made a mistake.
Yeah.
Because it's the same. Because there are certain behaviors of trust. Okay? Because the choice of giving trust is only the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? But then there are so-called behaviors of trust. Because once you receive my trust, then you have to confirm every day.
Mm-hmm.
not every day, with every action.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the point where authenticity, credibility, and trust, they merge.
Yes.
They arrive at the same point.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when you have behaviors that are in contrast with my concept of trust, then you can lose a part of it.
Yeah.
Gradually, the amount of trust that I can give to someone can reduce. That's the importance of feedback, for example.
I like that analogy, and it reminded me of a statement I made at the very beginning when I arrived. My first town hall meeting in Malaysia. I'm kind of wired the same like you. I give everybody a full battery bank of trust.
Exactly.
And that's what I said. You get a full battery from me as a welcome gift.
Yeah.
But that battery can go down.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you can misuse my trust and then the battery go down. Yeah. But you always have the chance to recharge it.
Exactly.
So it's not like once you make a mistake, you're damned forever.
Absolutely.
It's like you can recharge that battery.
Yeah.
What is interesting though is you make yourself vulnerable as a leader, because if they misuse your trust, right, then who's responsible? Right? I mean, of course, the one that misused the trust, but you know, who was lacking the right sense of guidance and leadership there? So you know, that's the conversation you have to have with yourself.
Yeah, that's a very smart topic. Accepting of being vulnerable. Okay. First of all, I would say we are born naked. Okay. When we are born, we don't have clothes to protect ourselves from life.
Mm-hmm.
We are born naked. More vulnerable than that, you cannot be when you are a young, just born baby. So, in our nature, it is this capacity to manage vulnerability. Okay, and I also think that being vulnerable allows you to pay attention. To pay attention, as you said. I like the image of the full battery pack.
Battery, yeah.
I like that image a lot. I love it. And but then it's up to you if you want to keep that battery 100%, because as you said, you can discharge and recharge.
Yeah.
Okay. And you are vulnerable. You can resist to the moment when the battery goes low.
Yeah.
But you can also look for those behaviors that can allow your battery to go up again.
Yeah.
Okay. Because the ambition, at least my ambition, is to have that battery always 100%.
Yeah.
As I do with my smartphone.
Yeah.
I always like to have it 100%.
Feels better.
Yeah, it feels better. Yeah. Imagine now I have everything on my smartphone. It's my air tickets.
Yes.
Airplane. My flight boarding pass is on my smartphone.
You said something just now in passing, actually, that struck with me. We are born vulnerable, and we have, as humans, the ability to deal with it.
Yeah, of course.
I've actually never thought about that way, but that's great. That's a great analogy.
Yeah, it's true.
Because if somebody is really afraid of being vulnerable, then just remind you, you're human, and this ability to deal with it is built into you. I think that's a great thing.
Yeah.
One more thought.
I could add another thing. Our parents take care of us when we are born.
Yeah.
Our parents, okay, they are our parents, but they are other humans. They are humans, okay? We immediately recognize who is our mother, who is our father, immediately, okay? But it means that we are vulnerable and we are born to trust.
Yeah.
Because we couldn't survive without the help of other humans, our father and mother.
Yeah. So trust is the only way to deal with it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Staying with others.
Oh wow, man. That
Interacting with others. Trust others. Being vulnerable. This is part of our inner nature.
Yeah.
That's what I really think.
And another thought on trust that I had in a conversation when I said, look, I'm a person that tends to give trust first and then just see what happens.
Yeah.
I say, yeah, but you like everybody. I say, you're conflating trust and liking somebody. I can trust somebody and not like this person as a human being.
Absolutely.
And I can like somebody as a human being, but don't trust him a bit.
Absolutely.
So that's not the same thing.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah, I totally think.
And it was like, wow. And so that's why I can trust everybody at the beginning, because it doesn't matter if I like the person or not. It's disconnected.
Yeah, totally disconnected. I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
Also because liking someone is part of your preferences. Okay.
Yeah.
It's like I'm an ice cream lover. Okay.
Gelati.
I'm an ice cream lover. There are flavors that I like a lot, but I know they are not good for my health. Okay. So it's my choice. I eat it or not.
Yeah.
What do I prefer? I prefer to feel the pleasure of eating kind of flavor, ice cream flavor that I love.
Yes.
Or do I prefer to take care of my body, my intestine, my stomach, my way of feeling perfectly and in shape and so on? So what do I prefer?
Yeah.
One day I can eat something that I know it's not good for my health,
yeah.
but I like it a lot.
Yeah.
For example, a taste of very yellow cream.
Yeah.
Or for example, I can eat fruit flavor like mango is one of my favorite that I know it's very healthy. I like it, but not as I like the cream.
It's not hitting the spot.
It's not hitting the spot, of course.
Yeah.
But it's a matter of choice. You can trust someone, but you don't like it. But you know you can trust.
Yes, exactly.
You can like someone, but you know you cannot trust.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, which is even more difficult.
And sometimes this is one of the reasons why you like it.
Yeah. yeah.
Like you like him or her because you say, that's really the kind of person I cannot trust. I love it.
Yeah. Unpredictable.
Yeah, unpredictable.
Yeah.
Yes, of course. We are made like this.
Another segue maybe to another topic through trust. We talked about the new generation wants freedom. Yeah. They don't want to have a 9-to-5 job. They want to work from everywhere. Maybe they want to have a weekend in Bali and want to stay for a week and work from there. Comes with a lot of challenge, I believe, for many leaders. Yeah. How do I trust that person is doing what I'm paying them for? Yeah. Basically.
Yeah.
What is the means to deal with that, you think?
Nice question. This is a very nice question, but it has to do with the labor market. It has to do with new generations at work, and it has to do with what working means. Mm-hmm. Okay, if I go at the basics, at the origin of this, working means creating value. Mm-hmm. Okay, when I hire someone, I hire this person because I think that person can bring value to the company. Okay, and this person will bring value to the company if she will feel included in the company, if this person knows how to do his or her job, mm-hmm. if the person has the tools, if they have the right target, etc., etc. So in the new contract, the previous contract was really time for money. Okay, you give me 8 hours of work.
Yeah,
you give to the company.
Yeah,
8 hours of work
of your time. Yeah,
of your 24 hours. During 24 hours, you can sleep 8, work 8, and then the remaining hours you can do what you want.
Yeah,
and you get money for it. Okay. More and more, and this is the trend in the labor market, because we often talk about employees But we have to consider that a growing part of the labor force is not composed by employees.
Mm.
There are different kind of workers, and this part of workers are increasing. Those workers, they don't have a contract per hour. They have a contract per performance, per result. Okay, so if you achieve your results, you get paid.
Yeah.
If you don't, you don't.
Yeah.
And sometimes I think the young generation, they don't have patience enough. Okay, they don't know what they don't know, which is a kind of thing on which we could reflect, because we used to say it is already very important to know what you don't know.
Yes.
Okay, but when you don't know what you don't know, it's something on which you should invest your time, because I have the impression, because I have the opportunity to hire many young people, etc.
Yeah.
They see their career to happen very quickly.
Yeah. That's what they envision. That's what
They what they envision. They what they ask. What they ask. And another attitude is they express the new vision they have, and I love it. I love it. I love new generations, but they express the new vision without sometimes even considering why things are being done like this, the way they find, before trying to disrupt. Okay.
Yeah.
I love disruptions. I often hire new young people because I want to disrupt our company, but not from the first day.
Yeah.
Give yourself some time before doing it. Try to understand, and before it's too late, before we brainwash you, then try to disrupt.
Yeah.
And this has to be done in an inclusive way of working, because inclusion is not only welcoming people arriving. Inclusion is also for the people that arrive to include in their paradigm the people that they find. So inclusion is both ways.
Both ways.
Both ways.
Yeah. You said something at the pre-conversation that I think it's relevant to that conversation. We spoke. You said you posted something on LinkedIn with a question, and it said, "The new age of working, digitalization. What is needed? Leadership or management?" And I think the first reaction of most people is leadership. Sounds great, right? Management, boo. Leadership, yes, right? Yeah. And you said, "I'm not 100% sure if that is a single worded answer there." So where's management versus leadership coming into the picture, especially looking into the new generation coming up?
Another question. Yeah, you are challenging me a lot today. It's well, yes, indeed. Replies that I received on my post. I'm quite active on LinkedIn on my profile. Are in the direction of, well, we need both leadership and management, and a small preference for leadership. Okay. Yeah. No one, if I don't fail, no one replied, "Oh, more management." Someone replied more leadership, or many people replied both.
Yeah.
My point of view, tough time for managers because my assumption is managers, they will need more leadership skills and managerial skills. I already know that when I say leadership skills, I'm saying something which is in contrast with what people think, because normally leadership is considered to be kind of attitude. Oh, I was born a leader. Oh, yes, like a superhero. Of course, there are people that they have in their inner way of being more attitude of becoming a leader, but they can get lost. And I don't agree at all with those who say that you cannot become a leader. Okay? Because you can learn how to be authentic. If I go back to the way we were born, okay? We are born authentic.
Yeah.
We are born authentic.
Without filters.
Without
right
filters.
There. Yes.
You are hungry, you must eat. You have pain somewhere, you cry. I mean, easy. Problem, reaction.
Yeah.
And request. Problem, reaction, request.
Yeah.
Then we grow up, we build filters, and we structure ourselves, sometimes too much. So it's maybe a way back to go to who we are at the origin inside ourselves. Okay. So this is a process that can be learned through leadership courses. I know someone that could provide.
Coincidence.
The name of this company starts with C and finish with S. Yes, this is to say, leadership is something that, of course, has to do with a person more than many other things. But you can learn how to become a leader or a better leader.
Right.
The same way you can learn how you can become a manager or a better manager. Okay. As a person, for example, if I talk about myself, for me, it's more natural being kind of leader. I don't want to say I am a leader, but people has to say if I am or not, because you are recognized to be a leader. It's not written in your business card, leader. Yeah. Okay, you are recognized. You can be a leader.
The judgment is on the outside. Yeah.
On the outside, it's not yourself. You are not appointed leader.
Yeah.
Okay? Sometimes I see business cards, sales leader. It's not sales leader. It's sales manager.
Yeah. Yeah.
People will tell if you are their sales leader.
Yeah.
But you cannot write it on the business card.
Right. Yes.
Anyway, this is another story. But I was saying, I can be on that side. For me, it was much more difficult to become a good manager. For example, I like to let people go the way they go, okay, which is dangerous. Why? But there is a reason for that. Why? Because I like people to make mistakes. I like people to feel what they do is their mission.
Right.
It's not my mission.
Yeah.
I'm not asking you to do this, and this. I'm asking you to achieve that result.
Yeah.
I'm giving you some tools.
Yeah.
I'm showing you the way, but I'm giving you freedom.
If I may pause for a moment, because that reminds me of a conversation I had recently with one of my managers, and we talked about his responsibilities, and he told me that he feels overwhelmed with work, and he was contemplating and complaining that the people that he has in his responsibility, he can't delegate to them because they will not do it right. And I said to him, you might be right in the analysis. They might not do it right. Yeah. But if you don't let them do it, if you don't let them fail, they will never learn. Yeah. Let them do it and let them crush. Yeah. Manage, crush, but let them crush so they can learn from that. Yeah. And then they're gonna grow. Yeah. And the result of it is you will have less workload because you can delegate over time tasks to them. And you see that they are able to do it. Yeah. But it takes a leap of faith. And to live with the failure they do.
Yeah, of course. Delegation has a lot to do with feedback exchange and has a lot to do with putting limits of the size of the mistake you can make. Okay. For me, it is much more important to focus on explaining people what consequences can be of their behaviors rather than telling what to do. Okay. When people have clear that if they do something, they can do a big mistake, they autonomously will come to you and ask. Okay? When they don't know, when they don't have clear ideas on that, they will not be able to understand if what they are doing could be too risky, too dangerous for the company, and for themselves, of course, but for the company. Okay. During a training course, for example, I was this training course used it was an outdoor. It was about decision making. Okay, and we used the metaphor of driving a go-kart. Okay, you know, when you drive a go-kart, have you ever driven a go-kart? I suppose you love it.
Yes.
So, and if you do a race, okay, you win the race. Why? If you release your foot from the brake at the very last moment, okay? Excuse me, if you push the brake at the very last moment.
Yes.
You go as fast as you can, and then at the very last moment, you push the brake, okay? This is the decision. Not 1 second before, because it's too early. Not 1 second too late, because it's too late, okay? That's the right moment. This right moment, the one who wins really choose the right moment. The one who arrives second, it could have gone a bit of a second more, later.
Yes.
Okay. So this is about decision making, understanding the consequences of your choices.
Yes.
I can choose to push the brake half a second, not half a second, 0.1 second later.
Yeah.
But there's a risk.
Yeah.
I can crash against the wall.
Yes.
Okay. So what's the consequence? I can crash against the wall.
Yes.
What's the reward? I can win the race.
Success.
So it's about that. And this brings me back to the concept of the amount of work, the dedication to what you do. Because you don't learn when you have to push the brake the first time you drive a go-kart. You have to do it. Yeah. You have to test the circuit.
Yeah.
You have to test the car. You have to test your readiness many times. That's the reason why experience and do it is so important.
Yeah.
I go back to what I was saying. You cannot be ready when you join a company to disrupt this company in 1 month. Yeah. And when you arrive, nothing goes well, everything is wrong. I will change this, and this.
Yes. And I think that ties nicely into managing risk is nothing you can learn on YouTube. You cannot just watch a video and know how to deal with it. Absolutely. You have to experience it. Absolutely. You have to go and you have to fail. And then you have to succeed, and then you have to fail again, and you have to succeed. Absolutely. You can't. This is something. Maybe I can take away for the conversation with my nephew that I told you this morning. That think that he can learn a lot on YouTube. But I think that's actually a good takeaway. Risk is something you have to experience yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. Taking risk is also one of the attitude of a leader.
Yeah.
Why, for example, I was just saying that cross-cultural leaders does not exist. One single leader example that can fit every culture.
Yeah.
Because there are cultures that are really risk averse.
Yeah.
Also, some companies are very risk averse.
Yeah.
Cultures where taking risk is a kind of must have.
Yeah.
So you can have a leader who is a high risk lover.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Someone who is completely risk averse.
Yeah.
These two different leaders, one will have his audience.
Yeah.
The other one will have the other audience.
Yeah. But there's something called universal truth.
Mm-hmm.
And I think risk taking is one. I had a conversation long time back with then my manager, my leader, and he said something that stuck with me until today. He said, Tindaro, success always hides behind a wall of risk. if you're not prepared to climb that wall,
Yeah.
you will never really succeed.
Yeah.
And then he left it there. And throughout my career, I find this to be a true statement over and over again. If I, in hindsight, look back to moments of success, of succeeding, there was always risk taking or going through struggle, if you want to take another word for that, in between. Yeah. There was no shortcut. There was no cushion. That was part of it.
Yeah. Tindaro, do you agree that when you make decisions, I can guess how many decisions you have to make every day, from small to big.
Yeah.
The percentage of risk is increasing because of the lack of full understanding of the consequences of your actions. You can try to maximize the information you are in possess, you have to make this decision, but can be difficult to really master the consequences.
Yeah.
Because 1 second after the moment that when you have made your decision, things can change.
Yeah.
So how do you deal with that?
Yeah.
If I can ask a question.
Yeah. Emanuele, that's a good question. Well, first, I think I have to admit that there is potential of failure, and I have to become comfortable with that. What I also can say is that over the years, the more you advance in your career, the risk will become higher, will become more. If you start out as a young engineer, as an individual contributor, if you mess up, there's somebody holding you back and making up for it. The more you go up, it's like growing up from childhood, become an adolescence. Yeah. If you're a child, you have all the backup of your parents. If you mess up, they have your back. You leave the house, you become your own man. You take on more responsibility. Maybe that's a good way. The more responsibility you take on, correlates with the amount of risk you have to live with.
And growing the responsibility, growing the risk.
That's it. Yeah. And then not getting hung up on it and say, just because there's a lot of risk, I start to do nothing. You have to take decisions in best faith and the best knowledge that you have at that moment in time. Yeah. And that's it.
Yeah, but you just said, when you accept the fact that growing responsibility, growing risk, you are also accepting the risk of failure.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. So going back to the concept of delegation that you just mentioned, why you accept a higher percentage of risk, and the manager you are talking about does not allow his collaborators to accept that risk. Certainly, the tools, the tool set you have and your manager and his collaborator are not the same level of information, and also decision-making tools, etc. There is a level of accepting risk for every level of your career progression. Yeah. But as you just said, and I totally agree 100%, if you don't allow people to take a certain level of risk, they will never grow. Yeah. And then I join with what I was saying about the fact that what is important is that people know what are the consequences of their choices. Yeah. As in this example of pushing the brake of the go-kart. Yeah. Too late or too early.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe taking this risk-taking and the acceptance of failure to another topic, and that is company culture. I believe that at the end of the day, one major reason for people not taking risk is the fear of getting punished by their manager. Yeah. And then it's a question of culture too. And that's not only saying, I accept failure. Yeah. It's, do you really? Yeah. How you deal with somebody that messed up big time. Yeah. How you handle that person. And others see what you do. So how do you install that culture and assume you foster that culture of accepting failure with the intent to improve? It's not like everything goes and everything is fine. Yeah. That's not the sentiment. But the sentiment is failure is allowed as long as the intention is to improve and learn from it.
Yeah.
So how you instill that kind of culture in your own leadership?
Yeah. Well, leadership is like designing a sort of framework. Okay. The width of the line of the framework can be small or large, can be thin or large.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The thinner the line, the smaller the leadership.
Yeah.
And the space inside the framework is the management you need to fulfill the image. Okay. The wider the line of the leadership, the smaller the space for the management.
Yeah.
Okay. In this line of leadership, there is also, I repeat, setting some rules.
Yeah.
Because the rules you set describe the environment in which you work, which you can express your competencies and your attitudes.
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't want to say that inside this framework everything can be done.
Right.
Okay, for sure, because a company, the value of a company depends on its credibility, on its repeatability of the performance. Okay, and to ensure shareholders, for example, that your company can repeat this performance, you must have clear rules, clear control settings, etc.
Yeah.
But every level must have a certain area of influence, okay? And within this area of influence, I think it's very important that everyone believes and feels his autonomy. Being aware of the consequences of a mistake. Because otherwise, for an employee, where is the risk taking if there are no consequences?
True.
What kind of risk are you taking?
Right.
If you do whatever you want and there's no consequences.
Yeah.
There's no risk.
Right.
Which does not mean ultimately to help people grow.
Yeah.
That is what we want. Because we just said allowing people to make decisions is one of the ways they can grow.
Yeah.
But if there are consequences, otherwise they are not taking risk. They are simply deciding based on what they think is correct or not.
Right.
Okay. So setting rules, set punishment. Do we want to call them punishments? Okay. If we use a childhood expression, yes, we can call them punishment. But I mean, I would prefer to say consequences.
Yeah.
Okay. If there is no consequences, there is no risk-taking. Okay. And these consequences should be part of the framework. Because when we talk about company culture is made of, as well, of rules.
Right.
It's made of course, of tools. It's made of rules that need to be respected.
Yes. And communicated to begin with.
Communication today, I think it has become even more important than in the past.
Right.
Because because new generations, they ask a lot for transparency in the company.
Yeah.
They ask a lot for receiving communication from the center of powers. Yes, because they want to have many, many more opportunities to challenge you.
Yeah.
To see if you really are what you say you are.
Right.
They want to have the opportunity to benchmark what you said a week ago to what you are saying today.
Yes.
But a week ago he just said that. I don't know if it's really coherent with what he's saying today.
Yeah.
Okay, just this kind of benchmark. Because we are talking about trust at the beginning of our conversation. Someone can start from giving the full battery of trust. Someone can start from giving the 0% battery. But what is sure is that even if the battery is 100% full, is decreasing moment by moment. The other one is 0%, so has to grow. Otherwise, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
So what they have in common, these two behaviors,
Movement.
The bacteries always will have a trend to decrease.
Right.
And your action, your intention will be to push it up.
Right.
On the other case, well, it's 0%, so you need to push it up.
Yes.
Otherwise, you cannot live in a world without trust.
You can't operate. Yes.
You can operate. Yeah, absolutely.
Emanuele, we are close to year end. So I give you 3 free wishes.
I was enjoying a lot.
I give you 3 free wishes.
Yeah.
For leaders that probably dialing in and watching this podcast, what would be the 3 Christmas wishes you would give them?
What do you mean by wishes?
Wishes of what they take on in their daily work as a leader. What you would like them to take on and to take to heart in their leadership for next year.
The first one and most important for me today is be inclusive.
Okay.
Be inclusive with others. When I say inclusive, I'm not really thinking about D&I, CSR. Well, it's part of it, but being inclusive in the sense of welcome everything that can appear different.
Yeah.
Accept it, challenge it, and understand if it can help.
Yeah.
That's the first one. Second, going back to what I just said, don't be afraid of going back to the origin when you were born naked.
Yeah.
Okay. Because there's nothing that can happen if you daily, gradually, you destroy your armor and you allow people to see who you are, how you are made, what's your attitude, what they can expect from you. Because doing this, you also allow people to make their choices. Mm-hmm. At the end, leaders, or managers, as we are, if we are leaders, the others have to say.
The others to judge.
The others to judge. But managers, people with a certain level of responsibility, of influence, they have to do like this. They have to give people the choice to stay or go.
Right.
People in a company, if they stay, I don't know, I could mention several aspects. If they stay for money, it's like a prison, a golden prison.
Yeah.
If they stay because they don't have alternatives, it's because they are not looking outside enough. Mm. I want people to stay in a company because they want to stay in a company and because they feel that they are bringing value to that company.
Right.
There's another thing that we were talking before this podcast. What we will be able to share with our nephews when we will be grandfathers. Okay.
Yes.
I'm 55 years old. I'm starting thinking about that. Yes. What I will share is every single situation in my life where I had the impression to bring value somewhere or somehow. Mm. That's what I really want to share with my nephews, because it's the way I think I have left my footprint on the world. Maybe I'm talking too high, but our life is what is it? 80 years in this planet, in this world.
Yes.
How can we leave our footprint, bringing value?
Yeah.
We must give people the possibility to bring value.
Right.
That's it. And this is the second. The third. I would like to talk about last 2 minutes. How much? I have a couple of minutes.
As long as you want, Emanuele.
There's something that really passionates me. Is the metaphor of superheroes. Mm-hmm. Okay. I also watched the last movies on the airplane yesterday when coming to Malaysia. There are two kinds of superheroes. Okay, one is the superhero that was born superhero. Example, Superman.
Mm-hmm.
Superman was born Superman.
Yeah.
He came to planet Earth, and on the Earth, he has a new identity as Clark Kent.
Yeah.
Okay. And another example of superhero is Spider-Man, for example. He was bit with a spider,
Mm-hmm.
and as a
Transform.
consequence, he transforms. Sometimes he transforms, but with that bite, he got superpowers.
Yeah.
Okay. So I have two considerations about that. First, I consider myself a superhero of the second type. Okay, I wasn't born superhero. If I have to consider a superhero, I mean, I wasn't born certainly superhero, but I tried to learn a lot, and I think this is the best way how people can become superheroes. Learning. Learning can gives you superpowers, like the famous drink Red Bull gives you wings. Yeah, learning gives you superpowers.
Right.
But then what surprises me, what I saw in the Superman movie, Superman 2025, I suggest it's a nice movie. Superman says, I was born superhero. I came to planet Earth to save the planet, to make a better world, etc. And I really had superpowers.
Yeah.
But now I have even more because I have become more human. Wow.
Oh, wonderful.
Wow. I suggest this movie to be watched by young people because you understand what it means. I was born a superhero. I have all superpowers. I can keep airplanes on my hands without crashing them on the ground, etc. I can do whatever. I can fly. I can do whatever thing. But now, after I spent a while on planet Earth with other human beings, I have learned how to experience sentiment and love, hate, everything. I'm more human. Now I have this on top.
Yeah.
Wow.
Great. Really great. Because it brings down that we actually have something very valuable.
Yeah.
Which we are born.
Yeah.
So, Emanuele, it has been the longest podcast yet, I tell you, because, and I could go on for another hour, no problem, because I think there's a lot of things that we did not yet unfold and worth doing so. But for the moment, I thank you very much for coming around. Emanuele, grazie mille. This was a great encounter. And I love the way how you bring actually this back to our origin as humans. A lot of leadership skills we are born with. We just de-learned it. And we have to find back the way to that. So I think that was a great input. Thank you very much. To you guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode again. And like always, spread the news, click and share it with your friends. Stay tuned and stay alert for the next one up to come. Thank you very much for now. Thank you.
Thank you, Tindaro.